I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Barak, Radash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word in the four winds of the earth, and shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. It's Brother Ariyah coming at you with another one, another edition of The Love of Many Shall Wax Cold. And it says a white gunman targets a black jogger with racial slur and rifle, exposing legal loophole in South Carolina. I'm gonna show you the video of what happened. It's just really real quick, okay? But you know, a basic short synopsis of what happened was these two dudes lived in the same gated community, never crossed paths before. So this you know, so-called black guy is out at the gate waiting for his ride to work because they carpool. And then, you know, this Edomite here happened to see him and then shot at him. And, you know, of course, you know, Jake started running. And he said, you know, keep running, boy. I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to just go to it real quick. There you go, right here.
Hey, to all my sisters and brothers out here in Houston. Hey, I don't know if y'all been on the news, bro, but they done got 5 dead bodies in 5 bayous in 5 days. Somebody's going around snatching girls, men, and they fucking leaving them in the bayou, different bayous, Braves Bayou. It's a bunch of shit, man. Hey, check for your family, man. Everybody look out for their family. Somebody's going around killing people all this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 2 on Thursday, I think. I'm not sure. But women, y'all watch yourself. Hey, fathers, husbands, y'all watch after y'all little ones and y'all wives, bro. And you brothers out there, man, if you can't handle yourself, man, because he done took out a brother. I guess he got a gun or something, man. Watch out. Houston. We got a serial killer out here. Killed 5 people or 6 people this week alone. Watch out now. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Update.
So I'm trying to get him to breathe. I'm calling 911, talking to him, telling him to breathe, breathe, breathe. He just started crying, and I don't know. And
he was laying on the ground?
Yeah, laying on the ground. With a bullet in the hole in his head.
Was he moving at all?
His chest was moving. He was breathing. That's it.
Trying to breathe.
Linden and Springfield Boulevards here in Cambria Heights, Queens. Police saying that around 8:20 this morning, a 13-year-old boy was shot in the parking lot of this Dunkin' Donuts. That 13-year-old boy taken to the hospital in critical condition. In the hours since, we have seen a very large police presence here. It's also worth noting a large presence of school safety officers. Now, it's certainly too early to talk about motive, a suspect or suspects. Police still very early on in their investigation. But again, bear in mind the time, 8:20 in the morning. That's when kids would be headed to school. The age of the victim, 13 years old. Certainly safe to assume that's a kid that might have been headed to class. We did talk to a woman who was able to help that 13-year-old after he was shot when he was laying on the ground. They waited for that ambulance together. Here's more of what she had to say.
When I came out my car, I was about to walk in the store, and I heard another little boy saying, "He dead, he dead." And I seen 2 people like just standing there looking, so I walked around the corner and I seen the little boy standing there.
Again, a 13-year-old boy in critical condition in the hospital after being shot in the head in the parking lot of this Dunkin' Donuts here. Police still beginning their investigation. No word at this point on a suspect or suspects.
The community rocked by a horrific stabbing outside of a San Francisco school. Tonight, those who were close to Robert Byrd II mourning his death.
Loved just being able to be that person to make the vibe okay wherever he was at. But the most important thing was being a father to him.
Byrd was holding the hand of his 8-year-old son when he was killed. Good evening, I'm Claudine Wall.
And I'm Mike Meback. The suspect, who is in custody, is now facing murder charges. And tonight, the victim's family speaking publicly for the first time since the deadly attack.
New at 10, KTVU's Amber Lee joins us live here in studio after speaking with his former partner and the mother of their son. Amber?
Claudine and Mike, the child's mother, tells me Dad would pick up their son from school almost every day. She says the child was his world and the unthinkable happened. Dad was attacked and killed while he was with his son, causing the family a lifetime of pain.
He was an absolute definition of a dad. Cared everything, cared the world for his baby.
Bella Berry is talking about Robert Byrd II, the father of her 8-year-old son. Byrd was holding their son's hand when Byrd was attacked last Wednesday.
It's like the world crashing down. I just felt like I was cast away into an ocean, left to just try to keep my head above water.
It was around 4:40 in the afternoon. Byrd had just picked up his son from Commodore Sloat Elementary. A source tells me surveillance video shows that Byrd and the suspect bumped into each other in the crosswalk on Junipero Serra and Ocean Avenue near the school. The encounter escalated into a physical fight, and the suspect stabbed Byrd. His son witnessed the stabbing.
He said that he was trying to cover his dad's mouth because blood was coming out. And he said, my dad's blood is hot. And he told me that the staff teacher that was helping was trying to help too and got it on her hands.
Berry says she's grateful to that school staff member who rushed over to help. Mom has words for the suspect who killed Byrd.
You took his life because you're a coward. He doesn't carry weapons. You would have been able to walk away from the situation fine. He would have never done that to you.
Byrd had been walking his son to the library so the child could do his homework and wait for Mom to finish a class at nearby San Francisco State. Berry tells me she wants justice.
He took a man that had a dream to make his family proud and happy, a dream to be there for his boy.
Berry tells me she and Byrd valued their family time together and had planned to attend a concert with their son next week. Now the 8-year-old is receiving therapy. The family has started an online fundraiser to fulfill the goal that Byrd had, that his son be well loved and cared for. Claudine?
Absolutely heartbreaking, Amber. And do we know, was there any relationship or familiarity between Byrd and the man accused of stabbing him?
The family members tell me they do not know the suspect.
Okay. Amber Lee reporting live. Thank you so much, Amber. Well, San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins says the suspect in that stabbing, 42-year-old Daniel Patrick Rodriguez, is being charged with murder and child endangerment.
We are all men are wanted for robbing customers of a food truck. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating is on Market Street. He tells us the whole thing was caught on surveillance video.
It was 12:45 a.m. on Saturday when surveillance video allows us to see a group of 10 people waiting on the sidewalk along Market Street for their food orders right outside of this very popular food truck. As you look to the back of the truck, you'll see a man with a gun drawn, pointing directly at 2 women. Soon after, 2 more masked men follow and rather casually start taking jewelry, a purse, and other belongings. As one of those suspects appears to order the customers to stand against the truck, we then see an off-duty police officer appear from the rear of that food truck. The policeman has his gun out and is now running at one of the gunmen. From a second camera angle, we then see the police officer give chase, but the suspect sprints away and jumps into a waiting getaway car. We've come to find out that the police officer you see running down the sidewalk towards these gunmen was actually hired by the food truck owner to serve as security, and that is not uncommon here in the city of Patterson. Food truck owners hiring security guards because they're often targets. Councilman Luis Velez speaks to several of those food truck owners about business regularly, including the woman who operates this truck and who is paying police through a contract for protection.
Well, she understands that she wants to give quality of life around her food truck, preserve the life of the customers that comes, and also her business. You know, she stay open 24 hours.
Food trucks are popular in this area of the city, which is industrial. The food truck sits on the side of Hank's Auto Spa. The truck is surrounded by an auto parts store, American Hose Hydraulics, and an Enterprise car rental. In this case, Patterson police have confirmed that one of the victims had $300 stolen, while others had jewelry and a purse taken. So far, no arrests have been made. In Patterson, I'm Chris Keating, News 12 New Jersey.
Well, police say 2 women turned a dating app into a trap.
Yeah, so take a look.
These women are accused of luring men to a building in Brooklyn and robbing them instead of making a love connection. This is apparently a pattern, and police say the women had help.
Yeah, Pix 11's Nicole Johnson is live in East Williamsburg with more on what the women allegedly got away with. Nicole.
Well, for starters, Aaron, cash, we're talking cell phones. And in one case, police say the women were able to get a late model luxury vehicle. Police warn these women are tugging at the hearts of men, allegedly using a dating app to lure them into different buildings here at the Cooper Park houses, not for romance, but for a robbery scheme. And the victims never saw it coming.
Don't do dating apps.
But the two victims in two separate incidents did. Police say the victims, men in their 20s, used a dating app to connect with the women, agreed to meet up at an apartment on the 5th floor to hang out. But once they got off the elevator, the victims were met by two men. One of them had a gun. After a violent struggle, the men were able to steal cash, cell phones, and in one case, the victim's Mercedes-Benz. Neighbors we spoke with near Cooper Park houses say they have never seen the women before, but are not surprised about the setup.
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, back there, yeah. All the way in the back over there by Morgan and those places, they use that for that.
Somebody is like just trying to like come over here to meet somebody that they probably like, and they're getting set up.
Good news out here. None of the victims were seriously hurt, but definitely shaken. Police need your help finding the women we're talking about, the women you saw in the piece. If you have any information on their whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers. The number's right there. It's 800-577-TIPS. For now, we are live in Brooklyn. Nicole Johnson, Pix 11 News.
Officials have released the identity of a student who was found on a campus hanging from a tree this morning. Campus officials and police made the announcement just a couple of hours ago in a news conference. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live in the studio this afternoon. He's been following the story at Delta State all day. Ross, what are investigators saying?
Well, Troy, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here is what we know right now. According to the Delta State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old DeMartravion Trey Reed. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central part of the campus. Reed is a Delta State student from Grenada. Now, there is already rampant social media speculation about what happened to Reed. At this point, investigators say there is no evidence of foul play.
But we, of course, again, with our partners, we've investigated every avenue, and again, we continue to investigate.
The university has contacted the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Cleveland Police Department, and the Bolivar County Sheriff's Office to assist them in the investigation. Today was supposed to be a happy day on the Delta State campus, celebrating its 100th anniversary. Instead, they are mourning the loss of this student. Classes were canceled Monday, and it's unclear if they will resume on Tuesday. Back to you, Troy.
All right.
A life was lost due to another hanging incident not too far from Cleveland. 12 News' Delisha Banks joins us with that story. Delisha.
Jalen, 108 miles south of Cleveland, Mississippi, leads you to the city of Vicksburg, where a second person was found hanging from a tree on Monday.
The Vicksburg Police Department responded to a wooded area near Ameristar Casino in the 4100 block of Washington Street a little after 1 p.m. Officials say they discovered a white male who was later identified as 35-year-old Corey Zucadis from Brandon. He was believed to be homeless, and one of his peers found him hanging from a tree.
He was homeless, but that particular area over there has become somewhat of a haven for homeless people. We also understand that the reason he was in Vicksburg, he's actually from Brandon, but the reason he was in Vicksburg is because he had recently participated in the River Rescue Mission, a part of their dependency program. Now, other than that, that's all we know. Again, our hearts and sympathy go out to the family. But we did make that death notification, and they are aware of it. They were aware that he was homeless. And it's just something that, another one of those things that we have to deal with, not only in the city of Vicksburg, but in the state of Mississippi.
Investigators detect no foul play with the death of ZAQAN. His body was sent to the state crime lab for further examination. 1st District Illinois Congressman Jonathan L. Jackson, son of civil rights activist Jesse Jackson, spoke out Tuesday on behalf of what he calls lynching incidents in Mississippi. During his speech at the House of Representatives, he demanded a federal investigation be conducted by the DOJ to ensure justice and transparency. Congressman Jackson says, quote, "The echoes of these losses reach deep into our nation's history, a painful reminder that the shadows of racial violence and exclusion have not yet left us," end quote.
This matter is still under investigation. Be sure to stay with 12 News as more details become available.
11 tonight, a man says he was trying to keep a woman from shooting his children after she hit his car in Atlanta. I'm Blair Miller.
And I'm Tracy Hutchins. He gave us this dramatic video of their encounter. It all ended with a gunshot. Atlanta News First Alani Latang is live downtown to explain what happened here. Alani?
So Tracy, Blair, the father in that video tells me that it started when the woman hit him and then she tried to flee. She eventually stopped in a neighborhood here in downtown Atlanta, and then she pulls out a gun, waves it in his face and his teenage son's face. The teen captured the whole thing on camera.
A man is not gonna call me.
A hit and run on the highway turned street tackle.
You don't care who's in this car. You just hit us. You didn't stop to check on us, make sure we're okay. You didn't care.
The man in the video, Brandon Parker, says this woman hit his car on I-20, crossed over multiple lanes, then took the first exit. In the car with Brandon is his 2-year-old, 8-year-old, and 14-year-old sons. With police on the phone, Brandon says he follows, hoping his teen can get a picture of the woman's tags and license plate.
She pulls onto a road, stops in the middle of the road, jumps out. She's being belligerent. She tries to get in my face.
I don't probably know. Don't touch me.
The shot missing their feet.
You really don't have time to think. It's really just a respond type situation. All I'm concerned about is just don't hurt my child. Like, we can work this out. It's not that serious. We both got insurance.
Brandon's 14-year-old son is recording this altercation. His 2- and 8-year-old sons are sheltering in the car.
Everything I did was to keep them from getting shot. So I'm watching the gun the entire time, and I'm able to kind of hip toss her and slam her head into the concrete. When I do that, it knocks her unconscious. I'm able to get the gun.
Brandon says the woman comes to, then flees before police arrive.
I let her go. I stopped because self-defense only goes so far. It's not self-defense if I'm trying to chase her and grab her and pin her down. In that moment, I wasn't thinking like that, but thinking back, I should have made some different decisions because it could have cost my child their life.
The day started like this. When Brandon drove from their home in Alabama for a day trip to Zoo Atlanta, that joy faded after getting hit, leaving them with thousands of dollars in damage.
This only scratch marks. Stop playing with these folks' kids. Because people out here ain't gonna play with you.
We're still working to confirm the woman's identity, but Atlanta police tells us that they do have an incident report for this case. Reporting live downtown, I'm Alani Latang, Atlanta News First.
This morning, a judge set a $1 million bond for the man accused of shooting and killing an 11-year-old playing a doorbell prank. Gonzalo Leon Jr. appeared before a district court judge for the first time. You can see him there in the orange jumpsuit. He was quiet and answered all of the judge's questions. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner attended the hearing and is joining us live at the...
Now, Leon entered the courtroom in a jumpsuit and shackles. Prosecutors were at probable cause, saying Julian Guzman and his 10-year-old cousin were walking home from a family party when they decided to play Ding Dong Ditch at Leon's home. Investigators say Leon came outside dressed in dark clothing and armed with a gun. The 10-year-old cousin told police he heard at least 2 gunshots. One struck Julian in the back. The boy collapsed and begged for help and later died at the hospital. Police later searched Leon's home and found around 20 firearms, including rifles, shotguns, and handguns. Prosecutors argued the severity of the crime alone warranted a high bond.
Firearms and the use of firearms is not the answer. Whether you're on the freeway getting cut off or you're in your own neighborhood angry at a group of kids, you can't utilize a gun, period. This is the kind of thing that happens. We have two families that have been ripped apart forever. We have one who lost a little boy before he even got to start his life. And then a father of a child and a husband who is facing life in prison because of one angry act. So this isn't the answer. But, you know, again, I've had the conversation already with my kids.
The body found inside the trunk of an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The teen was reported a runaway and missing out of Lake Elsinore nearly a year and a half ago. Tonight, a house close to where that Tesla was abandoned was searched. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is there live now in Hollywood with more. Tim.
And Mark, those CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10-15 minutes ago. The police tape finally came off and we were able to come a little bit closer to this house. Now, we don't know at this point what exactly those detectives were looking for, what they got out of that house. We saw them pull evidence and put it into an SUV, essentially where I'm standing right now. We don't even know why they were here in the first place, but this house just happens to be literally feet away from where that Tesla was found. A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where an abandoned Tesla was found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Police spent hours at the home on Dehaney Place, placing several evidence bags into an SUV, but they wouldn't say if or how it was connected to the Tesla. Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First parked in front of the house police searched today, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, you know, people could be hanging out with friends for, you know, prolonged time.
That abandoned Tesla was towed earlier this month, and workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a foul odor and found decomposed human remains wrapped in a garbage bag inside the car. We now know the young woman found dead was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the medical examiner, the same teen who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore last year. At a corner store in town, the owner recalled her coming in often.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave. Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
Eyewitness News has learned Rivas had run away from home a few times. She was last reported missing in spring of 2024. Those who knew Rivas, who just turned 15 a week and a half ago, say she was bubbly and sweet.
She just seemed very lively and friendly, a typical teenager.
The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real name, David Anthony Burke, from Houston, Texas. David, made popular via social media for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, began the American leg of his world tour on July 30th and has continued performing since the investigation began. Tonight's show, though, in Seattle was canceled. The medical examiner also trying to determine how long Rivas had been dead, but based on the condition of the body, it might have been a while. Those who saw the Tesla this summer and watched LAPD spend hours in this well-to-do Bird Streets neighborhood are rattled by everything that's happened here.
It's scary to think that this is happening, and this is a beautiful neighborhood, very nice, beautiful, expensive homes, and we would think that we'd be safer.
Interesting note, the home here behind me that detectives have been focused on the better part of today has 2 cameras above the garage as well as a ring camera. In fact, this entire neighborhood has pretty extensive security system, with many of the homes having several cameras. We do know from a couple neighbors I spoke with earlier that police were here last week asking to review or see some of the security camera footage. We don't know if they got anything, if it's helped the case. As to this point, LAPD has been extremely tight-lipped about this entire investigation. We're live tonight in Hollywood. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Tim Caputo, thank you.
At Granger, we're home in Mount Vernon. A badly decomposed human body happened on Beekman Avenue near Langdon Avenue, and neighbors tell Tony Aiello it was found several days after concerns were raised and police visited the scene.
Workers put on hazmat suits as they started to clean out 15 Beekman Avenue, removing waste in biohazard boxes after Monday's grisly discovery.
He bounced upon the body and let the guys them know there's a body.
Neighbors say a worker checking on the home, which is in foreclosure, found the decomposed remains of a woman inside.
I honestly have no words. I'm kind of shocked.
Multiple residents on this quiet street told me a foul odor report brought Mount Vernon police to the scene the week of September 15th. They say officers spent some time inside before leaving. Days later, workers found the body inside the messy premises.
We asked Mount Vernon police to clarify details of that earlier call and what steps were taken by the responding officers.
We're still waiting to hear back. Earlier, police said while no foul play is suspected, an autopsy will determine cause of death and formal identification of the dead woman. Tony Aiello, CBS News, New York.
Happening today, Dakara Thompson's loved ones will say their final goodbyes. The 19-year-old was reported missing a month ago on August 23rd after she left home and never came back. Her body was then found off of Route 50 in Anne Arundel County almost a week later. Her funeral this morning will be at Kettering Baptist Church in Upper Marlboro. The man accused of killing Dakara, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, is still in jail without bail. He's due back in court next month on October 8th for a preliminary hearing.